working on for quite a while. Let's see. I think this is like my fourth video on it. And I don't work on it too much when I'm not doing a video. Once in a great while. Like last night, I did a little bit of this and some of this. But for the most part, I just do this on the video. I gotta go over here to my channel and find my video so I can see you guys chatting. Is it live? I guess it is. No. No. Live. Here we go. There. I found it. Now, y'all let me know if the music's too loud or too annoying or... Oh, Lord. And there is a commercial, of course. There. How's everybody doing tonight? That's kind of crazy. Chat is disabled for this live stream. Why? Okay, guys, I gotta figure this out. Give me 1 second. It might be something... Content. It might be something in YouTube. That's the first time that's ever happened. I am so sorry. I think I have gremlins in my... Oh, no. It says it's made for kids, for crying out loud. Let me see if I can fix this. Why would it say that? Unless I fat fingered it. Let's see. This is not made for kids. Okay. Save. Now, if y'all... Let me see. I'm going to refresh my screen. And if that works, I'm going to ask that y'all refresh your screens so that, so we can chat with each other a little bit. Okay, it worked. It worked. So as soon as y'all refresh the screen, please leave me a little message and let me know you're here, please. I've never made that mistake before. YouTube is full of little gremlins that, man, if you don't do something just right, it really messes with things. I hope I don't have to start this over again. Hey, God's Desire, thank you so much for being here. Is that music too loud? Hey, Terry. Thank you guys for coming. It's okay. Don't worry about that, Terry. We're just going to sit here and fill in the blanks. Where was I? Well, it wasn't there, but there's... I'm back to doing mostly the background colors tonight. I got some of this done last night, right in here and up through here. And of course, I finished all of this. But I'll tell you what, changing the colors all the time gets a little overwhelming because there's so many different little baggies. I've got 31 colors and I keep going through them, you know, trying to find one specific color, and sometimes that can take me a minute. The music's fine. Okay, thanks. I don't like it too loud because I don't like feeling like I'm having to talk over it. And I think it's right on the edge there for me right now. And if it starts to get in my head, I'm going to have to turn it down just a bit. But that's a me problem, not a you problem. Definitely not an audience problem. So I hope everybody had a good day. I know God's desire, you're struggling with your neck pain. You know, I'm not a huge fan of chiropractors, and not because I think it's bunk, but because I don't like people messing with my neck to start with. And I sure don't like people cracking my bones or, joints, whatever they're doing. I don't care for it. I don't like the sound. I don't like the way it feels. And I don't like people being that close to me, especially a stranger. However, I don't mind a massage, and I'll tell you why. This is so silly. Massages don't bother me as much because I'm usually laying on my tummy and I can't see them. And they got you all covered up with the blanket and all that stuff. And for some reason, I think I would enjoy that a lot more than a chiropractor. And I know that chiropractors are not there for our enjoyment. They're there to do what's necessary to make us feel better. But, girl, I would have to be suffering to go to a chiropractor. And I mean suffering. One of my daughters, she can pop her hip. That's why I kit up the whole project and put them in order. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. Um, you know, I've got my bags in some semblance of order because I did it. Well, let me tell you what happened. Okay. I put all the A's through M's in this cup and N through Z in another cup. And then my cats got a hold of it and thought it was a toy. And I woke up to all of this all over the floor. I wanted to send them to live at the shelter for a minute, just for a minute. But I told them how rotten they were and that that was not a toy as I was picking up my stuff from the floor. But they got both cups. I ended up putting, I had to stuff the rest of it into this other container I have over here. I guess I should have known better. Because when you have cats, it's like having kids. You can't have anything nice. They will find a way to destroy it if they can. I know it was crazy. That's what I woke up to this morning. So, needless to say, I was not in a great mood for a little bit. It didn't last all day, though. I went and hung out with my grandkids today because their mama had to do some campaigning, and that was fun. But I'll tell you this, I went over there. She didn't have any tea. She didn't have any food readily available to feed those children. So I had to defrost chicken. I made them some sweet potato french fries, some edamame, and some chicken. And they were absolutely tickled to eat it too. And what I did was I took some chicken breast and I cut it up, like diced it in rather large chunks. And then I just seasoned it with salt and Tony Chachere's seasoning, and then a little bit of extra garlic powder. Because I was trying to be fast, y'all. I wasn't trying to make no gourmet meal. And I pan fried it in olive oil and told them it was grilled chicken nuggets. You'd have thought I'd have told them they hit the lottery. Jackie, did you see the email I sent you? It's about the Greenstock deal. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. But y'all, I just had a really interesting event happen here at my house. And it kind of scared me a little bit, but I was so mad I didn't have enough sense to be scared. My daughter came home from work at 9 o'clock. And Jackie, this was just before you signed off. And she said, Mama, whose car is that parked in our driveway? I said, I don't know. Nobody should be parked in our driveway. I said, what kind of car is it? She said, I don't know. It's white. And she said, it's behind Daddy's car. So I walk out there. I wished I'd have taken my phone with me. But I walked out there to see if I recognized the car. Well, it wasn't but maybe a minute, less than a minute later after I walked out there, some guy somebody drove up in my driveway, parked next to that white car, and got out of the car. And it was a man, looked like mid to late 20s. And I said, oh, when he saw me, he said, hey. And I said, who are you? And he said, David. And I said, well, what are you doing here? And he said, well, I had to have a place to park my car. And I said, this is not a public parking. This is not a public driveway, is what I said to him. And he goes, it is now. And I said, go ahead, park it here again and I'll have it towed. I said, don't play with me. I said, I'm not trying to be ugly to you, but do not park here again. And then he said something ugly and told me to say hello to somebody. I said, I don't know who the heck you're talking about. So I just started walking back in the house. And then he drove off, and Poppy come outside wanting to know who I was hollering at. Thought I was hollering at the... I did holler, you're an idiot. And that's what Poppy heard me do. So he came out to find out who I was calling an idiot. And it was kind of scary. Because when I got in the house, I could feel my heart beating in my ear. And I thought, Oh, this fool done riled me up, right? Um, but you know, if I would have been thinking, I'd have come back in the house and I'd have got my phone and took a picture of his license plate. But that's okay. This is a small town, and I'll see him again. I know I will, because I know what his face looked like, even though it was dark outside. But and here's the interesting thing is we have cameras out there, but the camera that we have pointing at the driveway was not pointing in the right direction. So Poppy only got a partial video of it. So he went out there and he adjusted the cameras so that if he comes back or somebody else decides to park in my driveway, then we can do something about it. But that was insane, wasn't it? Please tell me I'm not buffering like I did last night. I think I'm out of tea now. Shoot. Okay, where are we? Not sure, but you get the spinner with this. Wait a minute. He wanted to park there and go. See, I don't know. I have no idea where he went and why he left his car. And I don't even know how long his car was in my driveway. Because, I mean, I wasn't paying no attention. I'm in the house watching a live stream. Poppy's back in the bedroom, getting ready for bed. And I didn't see any headlights. I have a big front window that I can see from where I'm sitting. And in fact, my neighbor has a great big spotlight out there, and I can see the spotlight at night through my curtains. And thankfully it's not too bright through the curtains. That's why I put the curtains up, because it was shining right in my living room. From That's got to be at least 100 yards away. But anyhow, I didn't see any headlights pull up into the driveway or nothing. Well, I'll tell you why I didn't. Because he was backed in my driveway. But the person who dropped him off, I don't know if it was a female or a male or nothing. But they pulled in, the normal way you would pull in a driveway. But I just wonder, what kind of person. That's the first time that's ever happened here that I know of. And I just wonder what kind of person is bodacious enough to do something like that. Park in somebody's driveway that they don't even know and just expect it to be okay. And I'm a little territorial, y'all. I'm an old lady. I'm one of them get off my lawn kind of people. I don't like strangers coming to visit me. Shoot, I don't even like my family coming to visit me if they don't call me in advance. And it's not about cleaning the house, it's about common courtesy, you know? I would never go to their house and just show up. That's not what I do. I just think that's really weird. And the way he talked was extremely belligerent for somebody who knew they had done messed up. Because when I told him if he parked there again, I was going to have his car towed, he was not happy. You go ahead and tow my car. I said, park there again. You'll find out. So, but Poppy went out there and he looked around and he didn't see nothing. So whoever it is probably went about their business and probably be drunk or something and not even be able to find their way back if they wanted to. And I assume that he was under the influence of something because most people don't act that way, you know? Unless they're, you know. No, he wasn't delivering anything. No, 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 no. I don't know what his motivation was. Don't care. If he parks there again, he's going to get his car towed. And that ain't cheap. And this was at 9 o'clock at night, y'all. This up 10. Is it 9 or 10? Hang on, let me see. Yeah, it was at about just before 10 o'clock. I mean, even UPS ain't out delivering that late, or Amazon that I know of. I never had a delivery that late. He looked like he was dressed up to go out to a bar and pick up women, if that makes any sense. You know how they look when they're trolling like that. Believe me, I've met my fair share of those losers. My daughter was out walking around her neighborhood today, and she she texted me and said, I just knocked on this man's door, and he said he wasn't interested because we're just all inbreds anyway. And you know what she said to him? She said, well, that's why I'm running for office, because I'm not from here and I'm not related to anybody here. I thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever heard. But I did ask her if she was all right. Did she need me to come get her? Because I would have gotten in her car and I would have drove to go get her if she wasn't all right. But she was fine. She thought it was funny too. Oh, and here's something interesting this guy said to me. Hey, Jane Doe. He said, tell Dwayne I said hey. I think I told y'all that already, but that still kind of got me confused. And I'm like, does he think I'm somebody that he knows? Because he seemed very adamant that I knew this Dwayne person. I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about. And that's when I called him an idiot, because I'm like, what are you even talking about? Do you know what you're talking about? Obviously not. You think he thought he was somewhere? Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I kind of do think that he thought he was somewhere else, or he thought somebody he knew might live here. That's the only thing I can think. That, or he's just rude and one of those people. I mean, that's the only things I can come up with. So it was an interesting end to my evening. I'm hoping it'll be better from here on out. And I'm sure it will. Because I'm doing what I like and hanging out with folks I like. And what can be better than that? Nothing. Not a thing. I gotta look at my picture here and see if it's showing you exactly what I'm doing or. Oh, it is. Look at there. Okay, where's that other? There it is. You know that's not straight. Okay. Okay. I think that this video has a little bit of a delay. That could be a good thing. Y'all, I'm so excited for this weekend to come because we are going to work so hard in that garden and I'm going to start planting stuff. I'm definitely going to put my tomatoes in the ground. I bought Celebrity, Creole, Black Creme, Sweet 100s, and oh gosh, I know there's another one. Oh, Cherokee Purple. And I have 3 of each. So whatever I don't use, I'm just going to give to my daughter because she has a garden too. And since she's been campaigning so hard, she hasn't had a chance to get out there and do hers either. So I told her she could have them if she wanted them. And then I got peppers. I got some bells. And I usually don't buy bells. But I thought, why not? We'll try them out again. I don't have good luck with bell peppers. I have better luck with poblanos and Anaheims and got real good results out of shishitos one year. But oh, I bought banana peppers. Banana peppers go crazy here. And I got some pickling cucumbers, but they're bush pickles basically. And I got those to go in the 4-foot beds. But I've got to order some more beds this weekend. Because I've decided to put some of the beds outside of the fence area so that I can put flowers outside of the fenced area. And that's one thing that the dog probably he won't be interested in that. I mean, not unless a rabbit. I don't think there's any rabbit brave enough to come in the yard with him in it. And the funny thing is, he's not even an outside dog. I mean, of course, we let him go out to do business and all that, but he's not an outside dog. Y'all, it sounds like there is a cat in my dryer. It's not on. It's not on. It just sounds like she hopped in there. There's never a dull moment in this house. even if it is 10 o'clock at night and everybody's asleep but me. Because I can guarantee you Poppy's probably asleep already. And he was just in here whenever I started this stream. Okay. Oops. No. Here's some. Oh, I lost my train of thought. I, I got so I got so focused in on putting these in here. I was going to tell you I also got some cantaloupe and let's see, tomatoes, peppers, cantaloupe. Did not get any squash because I've got seeds for that. Got the cantaloupe. I know there's something else. Shoot. And of course, I need to get my trees in their containers too. There, I mean, the orange tree and the satsuma, I mean, the lemon and the orange tree can pretty much stay in the container they're in for a little bit. But I've got some bare root trees coming on Saturday and next week because I've got that nectarine tree. It will be delivered on Saturday. I've got a pear tree coming, and I'm not sure when it's going to be delivered. Probably tomorrow. And then I've also got, what else did I order? Oh, today I ordered an apricot and a mulberry. So I've got that coming in the next week. So it's, I've got to have a lot of containers, put it that way. Now I have grow bags, but I'm afraid I'll kill them in grow bags because it gets so hot here. Oh dear. Thank you, Jackie. Take care, my dear. Um, I'm kind of sad Renee's not in here. I enjoyed talking to her the other night. Were y'all in here last night when my live stream started buffering and I had to quit my live stream because I didn't know how to fix it. I'm filming from my phone and straight from YouTube. Now, if it would have been StreamYard, I could have backed out and come back in and would have fixed it. But I can't do these verticals from StreamYard yet because I don't know how. Okay, I think that's far enough for that. God's desire, that irritated me to death when that happened because I was so frustrated because I didn't know how to fix it. Oh, that's another one that I want to get, that Orient pear. Now, it will not pollinate the pear that I'm getting because they don't bloom at the same time. But that's okay because I don't know if you saw Lead Farmer the other day, but he was talking about that Orient. I don't know if it was the other day. See, I don't know when his video was on that. I just know that I watched it the other day. But he did a video on the Orient pear, and he was full of praises for that thing. And he was saying how it resists fire blight and it produces tons of fruit. And they're big. I mean, his hand's probably twice of mine. So they're really big fruit. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting one. Now, I probably am not going to do it this year. And if I do, it'll be later. I'm not sure when they stop sending trees out. I don't know. Where did you get your Orient pear, God's Desire? And I bet you'd be surprised if you're going to be really surprised when that Orient pear starts blooming and budding out, getting little leaf buds on it. It might be just a little developmentally delayed. Oh, you got it from Etsy. Okay. See, now I would not have thought of Etsy as a source for trees, but that, you know what? That's a good idea. Because I get my house plants on Etsy. A lot of them. A lot of them. Now, this last one I bought, I got from, it was either Home Depot or Lowe's. I gotta look at the tag on it. Let me see. Well, it don't say, but I'll show you a leaf. Y'all, this thing is so pretty, and I love it. Okay, look at that leaf. I think it's so beautiful. Now, this one is a little dusty, and I got it this way, so I got to get my horticultural oil, and there's another one. I love that variegation so much, and it's white variegation. It's not yellow, and it's just little speckles, and every now and then you'll get a big patch of white or pale green. It looks pale green in some spots, but when it's brand new, it looks pure white, and it's on both sides of the leaf, which is really cool. Do y'all like house plants? Because I am a huge fan of the more exotic philodendrons, like Florida Beauty and Florida Ghost and Spiritu Sancti. And of course, I've never had the money to buy one of those. Those are very, very expensive. But one of these days, they'll learn to do the tissue culture on that, and the price will go down. Um, One of my favorite philodendrons is the melanochrysum. It's got a deep, deep green, beautiful dark green, almost velvet looking leaf, and it gets enormous. Oh, it was half price. Good for you. Thanks, Jane. Thanks, God's Desire. I really like house plants almost as much as I like outdoor plants. But if I had to give one up, it would definitely be the house plants. Did y'all see Lid Farmer's? Um, yes, I have made some progress since you were here last, Wheels. I sure have. Um, and I got to the colored part. Um, I understood what you meant. Hey, Shulker. What's new in Alaska? Well, I wouldn't know. I've never been to Alaska a day in my life. I am in Mississippi. It's a long way from Alaska. But Alaska's blue on my bears need meat. Well, they're not getting mine. I promise you that. They're going to eat somebody else. I don't like bears. I'm terrified of bears. Absolutely terrified. Remember that Instagram thing where I don't know if it was Instagram or it was something where people were asking, would you rather be stranded on an island with a bear or a man? And I'm like, I'll take a man any day. I know how to take care of myself around a man. I would be eaten by a bear. That's the truth. I mean, I'd carry my bear spray, but sometimes that works and sometimes it don't. Sometimes those bears are like, yeah, that's what you got? Is that all you got? Bear spray? Nom, 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 nom. Oh, they are majestic, Shulker. They are majestic. Did I ever finish the blanket? Wheels, why are you asking me that? Did somebody pay you to ask me that? No, I have not finished the blanket. And no, I don't feel guilty about it. Because at this point, I know it's something I need to do. But I'm not in a hurry. Do y'all hear my cats in there? They're fussing with each other. Hey, psst, go to bed. It's Marnie. I should take my phone and text my daughter and say, hey, come get your handicapped cat. We have a handicapped kitty in the house. She's got 3 legs instead of 4. It is pretty colors, Wheels, and I'll be happy when I get it done. But I'll be honest with you, I've only got 4 rows put together, which I think is 2 more than I had the last time that I was online with it. Maybe next Monday I'll do some more work on it on my Monday crochet live stream. What do you think of that? Would y'all like to see that? I mean, I know I don't have too many folks in here. Let's see, what do I got? 4 of us. 4 of y'all and 1 of me. But, if y'all want me to do that, I'll do that. It might motivate me to, look, and this is the God's honest truth. If I get past the halfway point, I'll take off again and I'll be able to get it done quickly. I know me. But it's getting to that halfway point that is just seeming like a huge, huge chore. Can y'all see where I'm working right now? Let me see. It feels endless, Wheels. It really does. Today is 1 year of losing. My dog lost her leg last summer. Today is 1 year of losing. I'm so sorry, Wheels. Oh my goodness. That is terrible. But my grandmother my grandmother passed when she was 86 years old. My great grandmother. And I was very lucky to have her until I was almost 30. But she had had a leg amputation done probably, if I had to guess, I would say close to 15 years before she passed. Maybe even a little bit more than that. And let me tell you what, nothing slowed her down. Nothing. Nothing. She was an amazing lady. And she had the strength of Job. And it was very admirable to watch. Because after she broke her leg, she ended up falling. After she lost her leg, excuse me. She ended up falling and breaking a hip. And then had a stroke on the same side. Sometime later. And learned how to walk again three times. Losing both was a wake up. Oh, I'm sure. Is it what diabetic? Is that what that's about? We both lost a leg last year. And it hasn't slowed him. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Don't let nothing stop you. That's one thing that my granny taught me. And another thing she said, everybody ought to just live. And that's what I'm going to do. That was her advice to me. Okay, that's not the right. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, well, I'll do you now, too. Let's see about that. Too many. I did stay up pretty late last night working on this. After my live stream was over, I just kind of couldn't put it down because felt like I was on a roll, and no diabetes infection. Lost them 3 years ago, 3 years apart. Oh my! Wow, I'm so sorry. My grandmother, her issue was poor circulation, and God love her, that her whole foot turned just about black. From the lack of circulation, and they were afraid gangrene was going to set in, and maybe it had already done so. I think I was around 12 or 13 when that happened. Maybe 14. But I do remember that that was the cause, was a lack of circulation. They tried to do 2 bypass surgeries to save it, and they just couldn't. Now, mind you, it was a below the knee amputation, and for her, that was a good thing. But what was so sad about the whole thing was she was such an active woman before that, and she stayed pretty active afterwards until she had the stroke, and then she wasn't able to stay as active as she once was. Your left leg was infection. Oh, in the bone. Ouch. For poor blood return. Okay. You know what? My sister-in-law, this is no joke, Wheels. My sister-in-law just had to have a portion of her index finger taken off because of an infection in her bone. How does something like that happen? I'm just curious because she didn't know. When I asked her, how did that happen? She's like, I don't know. Okay, well. My left leg, they went halfway up the thigh. Oh, ouch. Walking isn't in the cards for you. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But there's also other ways to get around, right? I know my granny, she was a she was a little rocket demon in that chair of hers. She, and she had this walker. When she was wearing her leg, oh God, this is so funny, Wheels. You're going to get a kick out of this when I tell this story. But I'm telling a different story now, but remind me. Um, but she had this four-pronged walk cane. It was a cane. And it had four legs on it, right? And that's what she used to walk with when she was wearing her leg. And what she would do is she would sit in her lift chair in the living room of my grandma, she lived with her daughter, who was my actual grandma, not my great grandma. And she would sit in that lift chair and take her leg off and throw her stump over the arm of that lift chair. And she would especially do it when my company was coming to visit. She was a pistol. That is no lie. And one day she did that. And I told her, I said, Granny, could you please just put your leg on? You're scaring my friends. Because they're not used to that. They haven't never. She conked me right in the head with that quad cane. I couldn't believe I was grown. I was grown. Well, just about. I mean, I was like 18 or 19. But she did. She conked me right in the head. Conk. I saw stars. I told her that was not nice. That's not how she made friends. But she didn't care. That was after her stroke. She wasn't quite right after she had her stroke. But boy, I got funny stories. And I will tell you about the second funny story. Y'all, don't laugh at me, okay? Because this is hilarious. So, when Granny passed away, the one that had the artificial leg, her daughter, my grandma, forgot to bury the leg with my granny. Well, when my grandma passed away 18 months later, I was tasked with cleaning out the house and, going through everything and figuring out what to do with it. Well, my girlfriend had come over to help me, and we were in my granny's room, and she opened up the closet to start pulling things out of it, and she picked up this plastic garbage bag and threw it over toward me into a pile, and it made this loud thunk sound. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, what was that?" And I looked at it and I said, "Oh, that's my granny's leg." She said, "What?" I said, "Look, Granny had an artificial leg and Meemaw didn't bury it with her, so I guess she left it in the closet here." She goes, "Well, what are you going to do with it?" I said, "I don't know yet. Let me think about it." She goes, "You need to throw that in the trash." I said, "I cannot throw that in the trash. That is my granny's leg." So, fast forward about, let's see, about 5 years later, I'm living in the house with my 5 children. It's Christmas time. I'm a single mom. We're poor as church mice, right? And I had kept all the Christmas decorations up in the attic, and I sent my oldest daughter up there to get the Christmas decorations down. And I was standing on the ground catching them as she was throwing them, right? Throwing the boxes, getting the tree out. Well, my baby daughter at the time was about 8 years old, maybe 7. And she come in the house from playing outside while we were doing that. And she asked me something, so I turned around to answer her. And the answer was probably not right. Not right now. We're busy. That's probably what the answer was. But about that time, my oldest daughter threw that leg down onto the hardwood floor. Well, deja vu. Deja vu. My daughter, who's 7, asked me, "What was that?" I said, "It's just Granny's leg, honey." Well, her eyes got enormous, y'all. She was so afraid. And I said, "Hey, hey, hey, don't you worry about that. It's just a leg. It's not real." And I pulled it out of the thing and I started beating on it with my hand and knocking on it with my knuckles, right? And trying to prove to her that it was completely harmless. Well, apparently it was not harmless because at 2 o'clock that morning, my baby girl was still awake, and about every half hour, maybe 20 minutes, was hollering, "Mama, where's that leg? Mama, where's Granny's leg? Mama." I mean, over and over. So I got a little frustrated and I said, "You know what? If my granny thought that that leg was scaring that baby girl that much, she would get up and throw it away herself." So I woke up my oldest daughter, who was only about 11, and I said, "Look here." I said, "I need you to wake up and stay awake. I've got to run down to the convenience store. I'm taking Granny's leg down there because your sister is terrified of it." I said, "I'll be back in less than 10 minutes. So I made a big production of it, and I was talking the whole time I was walking outside with that thing, and I said, "Leg, you ain't gonna be bothering my youngins again. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna burn you up. You ain't gonna bother us again." Thank you, Gary. So, so anyhow, that ended the terror of the night. my, my daughter was able to go to sleep after I come back and told her, "Don't you worry about that leg. It ain't never gonna bother you again." And she goes, "What you do with it, Mama?" I said, "I burned it up, baby. Just go on back to sleep and don't even think about it again." And she did. She went to sleep. I didn't make her go to school the next day because I knew she had been up half the night scared to death. Thanks for popping in, Gary. Okay. I wish I had more room on this table. I shouldn't even say that, though. You know why? This table opens up to 7 feet long. The problem with living in this tiny little house is that my, oh no, I just threw them everywhere, y'all. Fiddlesticks. I can't believe I did that. Had an abscess from my on my knee that drained for 3 years. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I don't know how I'm going to fix this because they're all over. Oh, well, most of them landed funny. I can get them out. I can do this. I can do this. Oh, goodness. I can't believe I did that. Okay. Okay, is that it? There. Oh, no. Okay, now I can just try to not act like I've got 4 arms here. Okay, what is it? The dots. Is it the dots? It is not the dots. 31, no. "31 is the squares." Okay, so it is the dots. This symbol here looks like little dots, but they're actually little squares. And on my bag here, I drew a little rectangle on the front to tell me what it is. So I got a little bit confused there for a minute. Y'all, this old granny's got to run to the ladies' room. I'm going to leave the music playing, and I shall be right back in just a minute. Turn it up just a little bit. Alrighty. Excuse me. So let's get back to this after I've made a mess and had to take a restroom break. It's time to get this show on the road. Y'all, I can't believe I dropped all of those. I'm so glad I found them. Let's see. Thank you, Lydia. Hi, how are you doing this evening? I'm so glad you came over. Hey, Scully. Oh, goodness. Scully, were you here for my funny story about my granny's leg? Tell you what, you could do something with that. Definitely could do something with that. I mean, my story had a happy ending, but I'd be curious to see what you could do with it. Oh, you're going to have to go back and listen to that. It's about my granny's artificial leg and what happened to it after she passed away. Now, don't laugh. I knew it. I knew it. I could hear the chuckle in my head. It's really a funny thing. But you could turn it into, good Lord, you could turn it into something super creepy. Look, Scully, I might have to help write your book with you. Did the leg get a brain? No, 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 nothing like that. I just think it's interesting that it was, people get kind of creeped out when they see artificial legs. Just, when they're not attached. And people sometimes have a crazy reaction to folks who do have amputations in, you know, maybe their stump isn't covered up or something. It don't bother me a bit. I'm so used to it from my granny. It's like, it's like home to me. But not everybody's that way. Thank you so much, Lydia. Um, what are you doing tonight, Scully? Just hanging out? Stalking everybody? Did the leg get a no? Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here. Um, I was not able to hang out at your live last night. I was doing this, and afterwards you were on, and I went in my. I did turn it on, but I fell right to sleep. And that happens sometimes. I've been trying to sleep better lately, so I've been really, really trying hard not to be on here past midnight because I like to go to bed at midnight-ish and then get up fairly early in the morning. I don't like to sleep all day. I feel like I'm sleeping my life away. And when I sleep all day, I lose a lot of my free time and my alone time because with Poppy and the boy at school, I'm here mostly by myself because Violet's at school 2 days a week, and then on the days that she's not at school, she's working. So I get some time to myself if I don't sleep it away. It is hard. It's very difficult. I know we become night owls on YouTube, yes. Hey, Bone Tired, you're headed to bed? I thought maybe you were working tonight. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Excuse me. I've been feeling a little bit like I've got a fever all day today. And if I do have one, it's very low grade. But I've got that feeling like I'm freezing. And then this evening, Poppy touched my forehead, because I told him, I said, I don't feel quite right. See if I've got a fever. And he put his hand up on my forehead and said I was a little bit warm, which is unusual for him because he's an actual human radiator. I could be burning up with a 104-degree temperature, and he'd say, no, no, you don't have fever. Don't have any phone or laptop on. You will have sharpness. You know what? That has helped a lot, Lydia. At midnight, I go to sleep. I go in my room, and I don't have any electronics on, and I'm usually asleep within 10 minutes or so. A little Fitbit. It's not an actual Fitbit, it's a fake Fitbit. But yeah, I get to sleep a lot faster when I don't have any electronics going. I do have Alexa on, and she's playing classical music for the dog. Off tonight, by the way, no more 0500 lives for a while. Jimmy, oh no, I'm so sorry. All lives canceled. He's in the hospital starting chemo. Will be there for a month. Dear God, I'm so, so sorry. Please let him know I'm thinking about him. I will pray for him. Good grief almighty. Y'all, I know y'all don't know who Jimmy is, but if y'all could keep Jimmy in your prayers, I would appreciate it. I don't know him super well. I just watch his live streams. But he's a fun guy, and I hate to hear that. I really do. Denise, is this the first time or is this a relapse? We knew he had myelodysplastic syndrome, waiting for a stem cell. Then it advanced. First time. Well, maybe he's got better chances than most because it is his first time, and hopefully, are they going to do the stem cell transplant on him now? Is that why he's going to be in the hospital for they're killing his immune system? And then they got to bring it back to life. Hey, Marcel, thanks for coming in. If we can find a donor. Oh, my. Hey, Charlotte and all in the chat. Denise, what does that take? What does it take to find a donor? Does it just have to be a certain blood type, or? I'm O-neg. Marcel, what are you doing up so late? Do you have to get a side gig to pay that phone bill, girl? I'm sorry, I'm not really laughing. I am, but I'm not. You know what I mean. I really do appreciate y'all being in here so late at night with me. I know it doesn't seem like I'm making a whole bunch of headway on this, but I really am. Marcel, I done messed around and bought another, you have to be between 18 and 40. Oh man, are you serious? 18 and 40? You know, us old people can save folks too. They test they test it if you match. It just takes a little blood donation, no bone marrow. Oh, no kidding. We're just making it rain over here waiting for our gold plaque from T-Mobile. You can laugh, he would, at the astute tourist. Yeah. Um, huh. Denise, tell me where to send in a cheek swab. Maybe I can get my daughter to consider that. She's oneg too. I don't know if that makes a difference. I really don't. But if all she has to do is give blood, she's not anemic anymore. She can do that once. Dang. Could she do it here and they would? No, that's not how that works. He's not in Mississippi, is he? Yeah, I'll be live on Saturday from starting at 9 o'clock. Maybe 9:30, somewhere in between 9 and 9:30. He's in Boston. Well, she'd like to make a trip to Boston, I'm sure of it. She likes to travel a whole lot. But I'm sure she would be willing to do that. I'll talk to her. Especially, like I said, if it's just a blood donation, it's not that big a deal. We're just, you're making it rain. That is hilarious. Marcel, that's okay. All right. I'll see you Saturday then, okay? You take care. And please tell him we're thinking about him. At least I am. Um, Good night, dear. Marcel's got jokes. Dang, Marcel, I really think that's about the funniest thing you ever said to me. Oh, goodness. Y'all, I'm drinking iced coffee, and I don't ever do that. I don't know why I would do that. But it's that lavender and vanilla coffee from Starbucks, and it's so delicious. I can't stop myself. Okay, let's do this some more. I want to get off of this color because this color is really starting to bore me. That's one great thing about working on these diamond paintings is that if you get tired of one color, you can go to another one and it's not a big deal. It's not like you have to, in crochet, you got to finish your row and then make a knot and tie it off and start another one. This is so simple. All you just do is grab another color. And if you're real good at it like Jackie is, you got 4, 5, 6 different trays and you got all your pretty colors in the different trays. Now, I personally think that I would get extremely confused and start putting colors just randomly everywhere. But that's me. Especially when I get tired and start getting a little bit delirious. I follow John Laguerre. Is that how you say his name? Former CEO of T-Mobile. He posted a link to an article, How T-Mobile Earned Billions and AT&T is in Debt. I know. How crazy international travelers. Was that his article? Did you read it or I mean, I know you're making it funny, but I'm just curious. Of course, maybe T-Mobile didn't go into debt to start with. Who knows? Maybe they pay cash for all their stuff. With all those crazy international travelers paying the bill. I think it's not the color that's making me crazy over here. I think it's the being over here in this corner. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop with that right now. Oh, well, what do we got? We got G's, we got S's. I think, let's see. Let's see this one. Okay, I'm going to have to go through this a bit. S, M. I know there's M's in here. I'm not going to go through that. O's. Are there O's? Yes. We can do some O's. Oh, yeah, the Caribbean will be done by the time I finish tonight. Or, finish the live stream. Let's work on that. And a little bit of South America. Looks like some of Colombia. Oh, I don't know. I'm just making up stuff, y'all. Well, my son went to a band competition today. Well, it's not a competition. It was an estate evaluation, is what it was called. And in the during marching season, they have competitions, and they compete against other bands. But in the spring, during concert season, they basically are only competing against themselves and trying to make superiors across the board in everything that they're tested on. So that's what happened. He went to the evaluation today, and he and the rest of his band members got straight superiors across the board, sight reading, music, musicality, the whole 9 yards. And then, then he told me the story of the trip over there. Y'all, this was crazy. So he said that, um, is that a D or an O? It's got to be an O. Oh no, D's are red too. Wait a minute. D O. Well, we're just going to have to go with it. I wish I had a magnifying glass. Why would they make the D and the O both red? Oh. Okay, well, that was the wrong spot to put that. It needs to go down here. Okay, the difference is the D has a black D in it. It's red with a white circle and a black D. And the O's are darker red with a white circle and a red O. Goodness. I sure hope I didn't mess up the ones I did up here. Excuse me. I guess it's not going to matter that much if I did. They're both red. Y'all, I don't have a clue who's trying to message me. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to turn on Do Not Disturb. I always forget to do that. Okay. Well, that's not very many. Okay. I think I might have even done, I did all of those the wrong color. Shoot. It's just going to have to stay that way. Because I'm not taking all of those off. Okay, let's try to find another color to do. Is that a lie? Let's do some of this pink down here. I haven't read it yet, but I have my suspicions. They wouldn't budge on the roaming charges. AT&T must be a bunch of softies. You know, I don't know. I have AT&T, but I've never been in that situation, so I've never had to deal with that. You know, when you first messaged me about that, I thought that you said your son's name and not your husband's name. And I thought, oh my goodness, I know he is in a world of trouble. But then it dawned on me that it wasn't the boy. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Hey, Logan. How are you doing tonight? Let's see, what number is this? P? I need the, nope, there's some P's right there. Michelle, what are you doing up so late? You know, I think I saw Noni up late last night too, doing a blanket of some sort. It looked like a blanket anyway. I thought you were one of them early birds. So, Logan, what's been going on since last night? Now, y'all don't forget, I've got a live stream coming up on Saturday night. Me and my friend, Grumpus on Fire, we alternate every Saturday. And this is my weekend to do a live stream. Now, those live streams are completely different from my crafty live streams that I do during the week. All we do is sit around and just chat about everything, really. So if that sounds like something you want to do, I mean, we sound like a bunch of old hens, but you know, most of the folks that I know on YouTube are kind of old hens, even the men. So I think we're all about older than 50, maybe 45. There's probably some 45s in there. But we all get together and solve all the problems of the world and, you know, talk about the way things were when back in the day. And we make fun of little folks and not little people, but you know what I mean. We just make fun of everybody. And we laugh and we joke and tell stories. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of just my time to, kind of let my hair down. Let me see. Man, the trolls are out tonight. I've had two separate visits on my videos today. I don't get too many of them, but dang. Funny that my son saw the charges in the app and panicked thinking it was his fault. Oh no! Oh, Marcel, that's terrible. That's terrible. Um, I haven't seen too many trolls tonight. But I don't want to. I don't want to summons them to my chat. So, you know, aren't you? Yeah, you're a moderator. So is Lydia. So y'all can, you know what to do. Lydia, in case you don't know, if people are being ugly in my chat, I don't tolerate it one bit, especially if they're being ugly to my viewers, anybody else in the chat. And I will not be mad one bit if they are banned for life from this channel, because I'm not going to put up with that. Having my viewers be abused by randos, you know? So that's just the way I handle those kinds of folks. Because it's not nice and it's not fair and it's not going to happen here. Okay. Those are all done. Now what? Now what color are we going to do? I think... What is K? Number 11. Okay. Thank you, Lydia. That's what I'm after. I like the way you think. Okay. R's are down here. Let's do some R's. These are green. It's pretty green too. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love green. Green is one of my very favorite colors. And that's unusual for me to say that, because I like just about all the colors. Every color. I like a lot of different colors. And but green is one that I absolutely love. And the warmer the green, the better I like it. I don't like cool greens near as much as I do the warm greens. And this map happens to have quite a lot of the warmer greens in it. Well, look at there, Marcel. We're green soulmates. I like green. It has to be lime green. Okay, okay. I like lime green too. And Marcel said greens, blues, grays, and ambers. Grays are not my favorite, and it's not Gray's fault. It's my oldest daughter's fault. She turned me against gray, and that's one of the only colors that I absolutely will not use in crochet. I don't want it in my house. My daughter's entire house is gray from top to bottom. She says that's her favorite color, and I told her that's ridiculous. Gray is not even a color. It's dreary. It's sad. And I mean, there is a time and a place for gray, but I don't believe there's too many times and places for it. But that's just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Oh, I love red. I love some red. And I like certain shades of purple. I don't like crayon purple, but I do love like an eggplant shade or the plum shades. I like those. Marcel, did I tell you I went tree crazy this week? I just ordered another 2 trees today. Fruit trees. I've decided that if my garden won't produce, at least I'll have trees that'll make fruit for me. And if my garden does produce, shoot, maybe I won't have to buy groceries for a while. Now, it'll take some time for those trees to start producing fruit. That is one thing about a tree, especially a fruit tree. Uh, it takes it time to get in the mood, so to speak. Some of them, like an apricot, can take 2 to 4 years. But then there's some fruits out there that take sometimes up to 8 years. Avocado, no, 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 avocado's not one of them. That's also a 2 to 4 year plant. Um, I forgot which one I was looking at today that was a long time to produce. Um, so now I have, uh, let me see, where's my list? I had it earlier today. What you doing up, handsome? Hmm? You eating? Y'all explain to me why my teenage boy always wakes up every night like he's starving to death at about 12:30 to 1:30 in the morning. I don't understand it. I fed him. We fed him dinner, made fried rice and chicken, and he seemed like he was full. Did you eat all of it, son? You did? Did your boys do that? Oh, yeah, I love pink too. Pinks are good. Now, I don't like the neon pinks. Like, this one here is not my favorite. Or this bubblegum pink's okay. But I like them to be very rich shades of pink. Or very pale shades of pink. And the more brown it has in it, the better I like it. I know that sounds silly. Um, okay. Oh, look here, more R's. Yay. Y'all, my son gets to take his boot off tomorrow. And he's actually walking around the kitchen right now without his boot on. He said hobbling. He corrected me. Um, and I'm so happy for him. I just really hope that it doesn't take too long for him to get used to walking normal again. You know, when you have your foot restricted like that, either in a cast or a boot or whatever, you lose a lot of strength in it really quickly. And also, you lose a lot of muscle tone, and you can even lose a little mobility as far as your range of motion and stuff. So if he's not walking really well by the end of next week, I'm probably going to call his doctor back and see if he might need a little bit of physical therapy or something like that just to get the range of motion back. Maybe get an x-ray to make sure that the foot is healed. I find it very strange that they didn't want him to come back so that they could tell him, okay, take your boot off, it's healed. But, because that's not what happened when I broke my leg and my ankle. But that was a different time, and mine was much more severe than my son's. Truly, it was. I very well could have lost my leg if that would have happened 20 years before it did. Skateboarding? Oh yeah, he was skateboarding and fell off of it, I guess. He was trying to do a trick and didn't turn out so great for him, unfortunately. And it's a trick he's done before, honest. He's done the trick before. Hadn't you? Yeah. I thought so. Oh, here's some more green. Let's see. What is S? Look at that pretty green. There's your lime green, Lydia. Look at that. Actually, the break was not nearly as severe as the sprain. The sprain is actually what caused the break. What happened was, let me see if I can show you on my hand. So here's the outside of your foot, and here's your ankle where it, right here, where your ankle hooks to your leg. He sprained it so bad over here that it pulled ligaments all this way, and it pulled a little tiny sliver of bone out of place over here. Just kind of detached it. And it was I think he said the ligament that caused it. So it would not surprise me if there's a lot of torn ligaments and tendons over there on this side of his foot, because this is the side that's bruised. After 3 weeks, y'all, it is still black and blue over here and on his heel. So it was a really bad sprain. But when they x-rayed it, the ankle itself was not broken. It was that small bone that is like right here on your foot. And it was just a tiny little fracture. It wasn't as bad. Shoot, y'all. It could have been so much worse. And I'm so grateful that it wasn't. For him and for me. Because now that he's not in that boot, he'll be able to feed the chickens here soon. I haven't made him do too much while he's had this boot on. He's had to unload the dishwasher a couple of times. But other than that, I haven't made him do any of his chores, like feeding the chickens and giving them water, because, you know, boys are sloppy, and the last thing I needed was for him to get out there and spray water all up in that boot before he went to school. Or trip and fall in the chicken pen before school. That would have been a disaster. So, he's been having it on easy street around here. I haven't made him load the dishwasher. Now, I did ask him to take clothes out of the washing machine and hang them up. But I told him you don't need your feet to hang up clothes. Oh, it's going to go okay, Jane Doe. I'm not too worried about it anymore. Now, at first, yes, I was really concerned. But he's doing good. He takes a lot of Motrin still. Um, but it's getting a little bit better every single day. And he even admits to that. So, because I ask him, you know, how was your foot today? And he'll tell me where it hurts, and he'll be fine. Oh, I do like these greens. I'm glad y'all talked me into this. So I think I'm going to have to tell you, Marcel, from memory, the trees that I bought, okay? I don't know if I'm going to be able to remember all of them. But I have a nectarine tree coming on Saturday. I have a pear tree coming on tomorrow. I have, last weekend I bought 3 blueberry bushes. And today I ordered a mulberry bush and an apricot tree. And of course, a mulberry bush is not really a bush, it's a tree. They get big. But you can prune them to be whatever size you want to. And every year you just keep pruning it, and it'll stay whatever, you know, So I figure I'm going to let mine get about 8 feet tall and then prune it. Cut the center right out of it and say, nope, you're not going to grow anymore. And that doesn't do anything to the mulberry tree except cause lateral branching. And when you get lateral branching, lateral means side to side, you know. When you get the side branches, that just gives you more fruit. Now, I have heard that mulberry trees are really, really messy. So that'll be another good thing to keep it small. That'll keep the mess to a minimum. Because, you know, the berries drop when they're ripe. And that's how most people harvest a mulberry tree, is they shake it. And they let all the mulberries fall. And sometimes people will put like a sheet or some kind of catch thing to catch the mulberries on the ground so that they don't, you know, get smashed in the ground or get lost in the ground. And they'll get something to catch them, like a sheet or, what do you call it? Row covers, something like that. And they just shake the branches and the mulberries fall off, and then they go and collect them, which I think is kind of cool. And mulberries produce for a real long period too. They're not like, say, a peach tree. Hey, Ian, how are you doing? And what else was I gonna? I got something else, and Poppy went to the farm store yesterday and picked up my Satsuma orange tree. It's really like a tangerine or a clementine or mandarin orange. It's called a Satsuma. And also got my improved Meyer lemon tree. Well, you know, I had heard about this improved Meyer lemon tree, but I didn't exactly know what was improved. So I looked it up today because I was curious. Why did they need to improve the lemon tree? I had a Meyer lemon a few years back, and it was a great tree, and I loved it. Till it died. Come to find out, it died because it was a carrier of a citrus virus that was destroying other citrus trees. And so they had to come up with an improved version to keep from spreading that virus around. So that's why it's improved. I am doing great. I think everybody in the chat's doing okay. How are you? How are you, Ian? Thank you for coming in this evening. Well, here it's evening. In fact, it's real close to midnight. It's 5 minutes to midnight. But I know where you are. What time is it over there, Ian? What is it? 3 o'clock? 3 p.m. ish? Oh, a nice shower of rain. Well, I hope you keep them rain showers over there at least till after the weekend. Because I've got a lot of garden work to do this weekend. And I promise you, if it rains, I will sit down in my garden and just cry. I'm already about 2 weeks behind because of our garden makeover that I probably should have insisted start last November. But Poppy was working out of town a lot, and he was super tired, and I knew he didn't want to do all that. And now he's been home for a while, so here we are. Yes. I have to get 2 avocado trees soon. Oh, that's next on my list, Ian. I want an avocado and a jujube. And I need 1 more pear tree. Because I need another pear to pollinate the pear I have. And I'm not sure that the pear I have is even going to fruit in my area. Because I'm not sure if we get enough chill hours for it. So there's that. However, if it doesn't fruit, I will dig it up and I will take it to my dad's house in Georgia. And he will get enough chill hours there for it. So why do you have to get them? Is it just because you want them, Ian, or is it some other reason? Just curious. Because I love avocados. I could eat them every day. Never get tired of them. Just shower me with guac. Day in and day out. And avocados are good for you. So good for you. Now, they might add a little bit of tonnage if you eat too much of it, but so what? At least it's low carb and heart friendly. Okay. Well, there's a lot more of this green than it first appeared like. I really like it. There's a lot of it up here too. You love avocado toast. You know, that is something I've never done. And I know it was all the rage a while ago, a couple of years ago, but I just never did it. You know what, I might have to try that. How do you make yours, Marcel? I'm curious because I know there's different ways of doing it. I mean, to me, it seems just normal to smear some avocado on some toast. Is it that simple? Or do you jazz it up, like with eggs and, I don't know, some kind of tomatoes and hot sauce or some Valentinas. That's what my son likes. He likes Valentinas. Or salsa even. Or pico. Lord, don't get me started. Y'all get me hungry. We went and had Mexican food last night, and it was so delicious. I had birria tacos. Oh gosh. Y'all, those things are delicious. I've tried to make birria here at the house, and I did okay, but it wasn't near as good as the ones they make at the restaurant we go to. I smash the avocado, smear on the toast, top it with a slice of, boiled egg and sriracha. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Okay, and Ian, avocado, tomato, lettuce, onion, chopped, toasted sandwich. Oh, now that sounds good too. I would have to do whole wheat toast. I like the grainy breads, like the 15 grain or 7 grain, whatever, all of the grains. I would have to do that kind of toast because I don't like white bread at all. It sticks to your mouth and bleh. I'm a texture girl. And if the texture's off, I just prefer not to eat it. Now, look, in a pinch, if I'm starving, I'm going to eat me some white bread, okay? I'm not one of them that would rather starve than eat something. No. Shoot, if I'm hungry enough, I'll eat a rattlesnake. I don't care. But I prefer. Where are you located? Ian, Jane Doe wants to know where you're located. You want to tell her? He is long distance, Jane. Long distance. Long, long distance. I like to use the Swedish. Ooh, wassa bread. Ooh. Okay. Now, see, that would be good. I think that would be really good. Jane, welcome to Queensland, Australia. He's an Aussie. How'd I do? How'd I do, Ian? G'day. G'day, mate. I'm not good at that. I'm just not. I'm too southern to do that. Hey, Ian, what is Queensland saying about all the crap going on over here? I'm just curious. Y'all, please forgive me for asking, but I just want to know what other countries are thinking about everything. Okay, down under for short. I mean, I don't really even know if the Australian government gives a crap what we do over here, except for the fact that, oh, I don't know. I was going to say, except for the fact that China is so close and Indonesia and, all those places. Oh, Ian, you're going to have to stick around for me to do the Australian part of this. Unfortunately, I started on the wrong side, didn't I? Jane Doe, I'm sorry. You figured he wasn't next door. That's great. No, not next door. One day, I would like to see Australia, but I think I'm going to have to do it in the afterlife. I just don't see myself headed that direction in this lifetime. I guess if I made it a point, made it my life's mission to do it, I probably would, but it seems like I've just got other things that are going to take priority. Let's see, where am I? Okay. Oh. Fiddlesticks. There. Where's my goopy stuff? There it is. Howdy, neighbor. Look at that. That don't even belong there. Oh, here's my booklet. I was looking so hard for this. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Is this the one I took with me? I don't think it is. Okay. No, this is not the one. Oh, oh well. I found my list. Look at there. So I have 1 nectarine, 2 persimmon trees, 6 blueberry bushes. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9. 1 pear, 10. 1 lemon, 11. 1 orange, 12. Apricot, 13. Mulberry, 14 trees, y'all. I got 4. Well, if you want to count the blueberry bushes as a tree. If not, take 6 off of that. So 8 trees, right? 6 and 8 is 14. Yeah. This week it is. Look, y'all, I was helping my granddaughter do her homework today. And that was fun. That was not fun at all. However, she's improving quite a lot. She's really brought her reading grade up tremendously since the beginning of the school year. And I think she's going to start next year as a on grade level reader, which is wonderful, considering that she started off this year on a 2nd grade level. And my daughter really, really believes, and now look, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think there is some truth to it, okay? The year that she started kindergarten was the year that everybody was locked down and everybody was wearing a mask at school. And she was having to learn to read and not able to see the teacher's mouth. And I think that that really affected a lot of these young readers and stunted them a little bit. Because, that was almost a year and a half of masking. We still have an education department here. I couldn't understand why it was abolished in the U.S. No, it hasn't yet, Ian. It hasn't yet. But that's what they're talking about, doing that. I don't know if it'll happen or not. But a lot of stuff has gone on. And a lot of stuff has been fiddled with, if you want to call it that. I'll be glad when this 4 years is over with. There's too much uncertainty and too much volatility in just everyday life anymore. I really believe that. And it's not that I'm against everything completely, but I'm not for everything completely either. I guess I'm one of those fence sitters. I see the good in some things, and I see the other side too. Don't you jump off this table. No, sir. Rebob. Let's see. What color is this? An M. Do I have any M's? Yes, I do. Wait a minute. Is that a W or an M? Oh, crud. I think that's a W. Yeah, it is. I got W's too. It's the backbone of the education. Well, I think there's two sides to that coin. Um, what I believe is that it could be, and at one time, possibly it was, the backbone of education. But here, there's a lot of indoctrination and a lot of not teaching accuracies and in history especially. There's a lot of fooling with the way things are taught, like fooling with curriculums that have worked for long periods of time, and then just up one day decide, well, we're not going to do it that way anymore. And it's very confusing for parents, some parents, a lot of parents, who really want to help their children but are not familiar with the new ways of doing things. And it's hard. It makes it hard for the kids to learn if the parents can't hop on board, and help. But the parents are lost, especially in math. Parents are lost. You can understand the tariffs in helping the American people, 25%. It would have been better if it was 15. A lot of people don't understand the tariff situation or why it's going on, and I have to admit I don't know as much as I should about it, or as much as I might could learn about it. But it does also feel like certain countries are being alienated. And that could be dangerous. I believe that could be dangerous. It's great here. Everyone helps one another, teachers, parents, staff. Oh, that sounds really nice. Really nice. Here, a lot of teachers are quitting and using their degree for something else because the kids are out of control. Now, I'm not talking about in the town that I live in. The town that I live in is it's a pretty good place to raise kids and to send your kids to school. And the one reason I say that is not because the quality of the education, but because of the safety factor. This is a very safe place to live. I don't really have to worry too much. Now, of course, there's always that thought in the back of your mind, what if, what if, what if, But for the most part, I feel like my kids go to a relatively safe school. And I do say relatively, so there's that disclaimer. The education could be better, but the state I live in is very poor. But in other places, teachers are quitting by the thousands because they don't want to put up with it anymore. They don't want to put up with disrespectful kids, the disrespectful parents, the parents that blame the teacher for whatever happens during the day with their kids. And, especially with teenagers, there comes a point in a teenager's life where it's definitely not somebody else's fault. It's their decision to screw up. And parents don't want to dole out consequences anymore. I don't know why. And I'm not saying that I believe children should be, abused at all. No. I'm totally against that. I've never struck one of my children. I have other ways. I have other ways. I make them clean baseboards. I learned a long time ago that punishing your children or giving them consequences that affect the way I live my life is not going to happen anymore. The consequences I dole out to my kids benefit me. My son recently got in trouble at school, and one of the big consequences he had was tearing my garden apart so that I could do my makeover. He had to deconstruct everything, move all the dirt, everything. I do hope education gets given back to the states. Well, Marcel, in states where education is a priority, I think it would be great. But in a state like Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, West Virginia, I'm not sure that the state would be responsible with the children. Schools are overcrowded and tired of competing with phones and class. Yes, they are. Yeah, definitely. And I don't blame them. Not a bit. I'm looking for a particular color here, and 31. No, that's not it. What is this? 20. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Not it, not it, not it, not it. It's almost white. Oh, got it, 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 got it. That's the color I'm after. This color here is going to really fill in a lot of this. Okay, I is number 9. So when we get going on this color, you'll really start seeing it kind of look more complete. So I'm going to, can you see my hand down here at the bottom? Or should I start somewhere near the middle? Maybe I can back my phone up a little bit. Let me see. My niece won't discipline her kids. They're nearly feral. She believes they will grow out of the behavior. That's hilarious. They will grow out of the behaviors. Wow. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that, Marcel. They will definitely mimic what they see, and they will learn what they can get away with and what they can't. So that's unfortunate. Let me tell you, my daughter has a Hispanic friend, and she really likes this young lady, and they hang out a lot. They go to the gym together, and they go out to the beach together and stuff like that. Well, V came home yesterday and told me that so-and-so's mom really doesn't like her very much. I said, why in the world? Because, I mean, Violet's very responsible. She's polite. She's respectful. She's all the things, you know, that you would want your daughter to be in the presence of another adult parent of a friend. And she says, she doesn't like me because I'm too white. I say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and I'm polite, and she thinks that that's just not the way people should act. And I said, well, go in there and act like a little heathen. See what happens. See if she likes you then. I said, go get some gang symbols tattooed on your forehead. See if she likes that. It kind of made me mad, okay? I'm just saying, I'm being sarcastic because it kind of made me mad. But now Violet wasn't mad about it. She said no, she was not going to do that. She wasn't going to be disrespectful. And that she was just going to keep doing what she always does. I said, good for you, honey. You're a much better person than I am. And she is. My niece won't discipline. Oh, it's shock. Yeah, I bet it is shocking. I bet it is. It always really surprises me when I see children, especially when they're being disrespectful to their parents. I don't know why that really bothers me as much as it does, but I never tolerated that in my house. And when I see it in other, you know, out and about, or if I go to somebody's house and that's going, it just really it's like running a knife up my back, right into my kidneys, because I don't like it. Don't like it a bit. I have 3 rules, and all of my kids know them. And they are: don't be disrespectful, don't lie, and don't do drugs. Those are pretty simple rules. And most of my children, well, while my kids were living in my house, my kids obeyed the rules. Now, what they did after they moved out, I have no idea. And my son just got in a little bit of trouble for trying to experiment with some things he wasn't supposed to do. And that cost him a lot. And I don't think he's too excited to try any more shenanigans. I hope not, anyway. Now, will it surprise me? No. If he does, no. Will it surprise me if he gets caught again? Yes. What's that they say? It's only illegal if you don't, it's only illegal if you get caught. It is awful, Jane, isn't it? Okay, let's see. Her 5-year-old son will just go lick the birthday cake. Oh my gosh. Licked the cake at a family party. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Little man would have been licking a bar of soap if he'd have belonged to me. You want the cake? Come here. See if this tastes good. Of course, I don't know how legal that is anymore. Marcel, you know more about that than me. But when you make them lick a bar of soap, it's not like they're eating it. They're just getting a taste of it. It's not like they're swallowing it. I'll never forget. I let one of mine lick a bar of soap once. Woo! You'd have thought he was dying. He was screaming like crazy and hacking and coughing and acting like somebody was killing him. I said, nope, ain't nobody gonna kill you today, son. But you might wish you were, not here. Oh, God. All the fun that I had with my kids. Is that what I want to call it? Fun? All the experiences that I've had with my children. But I wouldn't trade it for nothing. They were mostly good kids, and I'm very grateful. They all graduated high school. Nobody showed up pregnant before high school was over. Um, in fact, none of them had any children till they were, well, my oldest two that have children, they were in their 30s before they had any kids. And then my other son that has children, he was, I think, 27 when his first boy was born. His only boy was born. His only child. But he did marry a young lady who had a daughter that was older. I think she's 7 or 8 now. Sweet little girl. Smart as a whip, too. Really smart. My mom used to threaten that, but she never did it. Oh, boy. That's funny. I only did it that once, but he was being really vile and talking to his sisters ugly, so I had to put a stop to it. And he never did it in front of me again. Now, did he do it out of earshot? Probably. But not in front of me. In fact, even now, what is he? He's going to be 35 in November. And he still don't say the F word without saying, "I'm sorry, Mom." Because, boys will talk, they talk different. And he goes to say that word, he'll say, "I'm sorry, Mom." Okay, there's not going to be. I'm going to be live with Jackie tomorrow, Handcrafted with Jackie. We are working on Tanner the Triceratops. Michelle, I think you say her last name, Schleiper, is going to be there. And we're all three doing this. Well, I'm doing this Triceratops with the strawberries for horns and a snout. Okay. And I think that Jackie's doing the same one I'm doing. But Michelle is doing the original Triceratops that doesn't have all the extras, just a dinosaur, okay? Doesn't have strawberries on it. So if y'all want to come and watch that tomorrow, it's going to be really interesting because we're all doing a different version in different colors. And we're all kind of, well, I'm learning with them. I've been wanting to make this dinosaur for many years and have just now recently gained a little bit of crochet confidence in myself to attempt it. I had never made stuffed animals before in my crochet journey. And I'm not usually a person who makes things that I have deemed in the past as impractical. I like things that are useful and that I can put to good use. But then I got to thinking, after seeing a lot of people do these, they call them amigurumis. I think that's how you say it. But it makes people so happy. It makes little kids happy. And I decided that it was indeed useful. And when I made my little grandson that robot, y'all, it just melted my heart. He loves that robot. And every time I come over, he goes and gets his robot and shows it to me. Now, I don't know why he shows it to me because I know I made it for him, but I don't know if he's trying to make me realize that he still has it, or he just wants me to understand that he likes it or what. But he shows it to me. And so I've decided to make the Triceratops for my 35-year-old daughter who asked for it many years ago. Gonna make a teddy bear. I don't have the yarn for it yet. Oh, wow. Still here, but I got it muted. That's good. That's good. I'm not getting too many views tonight, y'all. But that's okay. I enjoy being here with the people that do show up. And I appreciate all of you so much. And you know, I like talking about crafting and mostly crocheting and this new hobby I've discovered here. Okay, that's number 9. And we're going to need some more of those, aren't we? Look how many bags of this. This is a background color. I've already used 2 bags. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how many they gave me to complete this. I really hope it makes it to the end. It is sweet, isn't it? Lydia, what kind of teddy bear are you going to make? Is it a big one, or you going to make it with the blanket yarn, or just 4-weight, or some kind of chenille or something? Tell all, tell all. Details, details. Because you know we all have to have details when we're talking about our crochet stuff. Okay. Oh. Y'all, you know what? Next time I do this on YouTube, what I might do is start from the other end. And maybe, because it's starting to get a little cumbersome to work with like this, going all the way across. And I don't really want to roll it up on this end here. So if I turn it and roll it, it'll be okay because it won't be hanging off of the table. And then when I get maybe this far into the other end, I can turn it sideways and then just go up the center. I think that might be the best way to handle this. Because this thing's really big. It's like 20 inches by 30 inches. Not centimeters. So it's really big. I'm glad it's big. I wanted a big one. But yeah. Oh, you're going to do it number 4 weight. Okay. That will be so nice. You know, I was making a teddy bear for my new grandson out of that that old Red Heart Huga yarn, and I was running it with a 3-weight of the same color, and it was this really pretty pale green color. And I finished the head. I got the head done, and I've got 2 of the arms done, but I kind of stopped because I went on vacation at Christmas time and just never picked it back up. Actually, the truth of the matter is I left it in Georgia, and my stepmother sent it to me when she found it, and I opened it, but never really picked it back up again. So I've got the hook and the yarn and everything I need in that little canvas bag that I keep it. Oh, that's... Lydia, what do you do when you get these little deformed pieces? Because I can't stand them. And this particular painting that I'm doing. I know it's bigger than the ones I've worked on in the past, but it really seems to have more of those wacky pieces that are, it's almost like they deflate, or they, when you push down, it just smashes it, and it doesn't have anything, any structure to it. I'm going to make it from my Addy. Oh! See, now I've got to get, I've been saying I'm going to get an Addy for, I can't, since before Christmas. And I really want to get one. But I think I'm going to have to wait until after I get my garden put together. Because the garden is a lot of my YouTube channel when I'm not crafting. And I really need to get that thing going again, or I'm not going to have any other content to put on my channel. And I want to put other content on my channel. As soon as the garden's finished, though, I need to get the fence fixed. The gate that goes from the backyard to the front yard is broken, and Poppy had to screw it completely shut because the dog was trying to get out. And but once it's fixed, I'll be able to take y'all on bike rides with me, and that will be so fun. Are any of you up during the day? I know Marcel is. Marcel, are you ever available to watch videos during the day when your kids are at school? Or are you just busy all the time? Because, I mean, if I went on a bike ride with everybody, you know, and did a live stream, it wouldn't be any more than 30 minutes to an hour long. It's going to be on my small Addy knitting machine. It's been on my to-do list. I love the colors in this diamond painting. Oh, Marcel, I found this diamond painting at Michael's right before Christmas, or right after Christmas. And it was 40% off. Was it 30 or 40? Okay, the regular price of it was $29.99, and I paid $19.99 for it. So get you a coupon or wait till they go on sale again. But they carry it. It's Make Market is the brand name of it. But they had a lot of them the last time I was there, of this particular painting. And I was there maybe 3 weeks ago. I was there. I love all the color too, and that's one of the things that attracted me to it. I was looking online before I found this at Michael's, and I was searching for a map to do. And there were quite a few that had some pretty colors, but this one just blew me away with the size and all the colors. And I like that the background is, well, I don't know if you can tell it yet, but it kind of looks like old parchment paper that's been aged on the edges. I thought that was so pretty. Okay, it's not picking up now. He's taking his driving test the first week of May. Yay! It depends on the morning for me. My son's half-day schedule really makes my day. Oh, I'm sure it does. My son asked me already if he could do a half a day at school during his senior year, and I said not no, but the other no. I said, you need to be in school all day. You don't have anything else to do. I said, you do dishes for a living. You know, he's got his job back doing the dishes again. And that happens at night from 5 to 9. He does not need to be home all day doing nothing. He'll be on that game or on his phone. I'm not having it. Plus, he can't. Band is the last class of the day. So if he goes, he'll basically only miss one class. And then he's got to be back for band. Because he really wants that band scholarship. Because he doesn't seem to really want to work real hard for the Eagle Scout thing right now. He's been on a bit of a hiatus the past few. Well, it's been since he broke his foot. He hasn't been to the meetings, and he only has about 20 months before it's too late for him to be an Eagle Scout. So there's that too. All right, guys, it is after midnight, I think. It is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Shut the front door. Okay, I think I'm going to have to call it a night. It's a little bit past my bedtime, and that's okay. I have enjoyed hanging out with you guys tonight. Please don't forget, Saturday night, 9 o'clock, be there or be square. I'll talk to you guys really soon. Bye. Oh gosh, I forgot how to turn it off. There we go.